In this video today, we're going to be talking about common surfing injuries and how we can get you to overcome them. How can you improve your balance, improve your performance, and get you out there surfing longer, faster, and harder. Remember, the body is a series of length-tension relationships, and the upper body and shoulder is absolutely no different. We're going to look at the shoulder joint, and if you see here on Sam, we're going to look at his posture a little bit and see that the shoulder, we want the shoulder to be in line with the head. And you can see that it's actually a little bit forward. So when the shoulder's forward, just relax. He can't lift his arm up as well because the shoulder's forward, and that means the scapula is rotated forward as well. So like I was showing you, this is as high as I can lift it, but if we can get his posture back this way, he'll be able to lift it a lot higher. I was talking about the lat, and the lat goes all the way into the armpit and it comes down all the way into the back right here. So if you ever have low back pain from surfing, it could be because that lat is too tight. If you notice, Sam's hand is pronated, meaning it's facing behind him, and anatomical neutral is actually facing forward. So because his lat is tight, it rotates the humerus and the lower arm. So if we can foam roll this area here and down this area, it can help to release it and get his hand and arm into anatomical neutral. When you're foam rolling, don't foam roll your lower back because it's not as protected by your ribs. Leave the foam rolling to the lowest rib and up to the base of the neck, and don't roll on the neck. The length tension relationship of the shoulder is adjusted when the pec becomes too tight. So you can see that the shoulder, the humerus is forward, and that's because, one of the reasons is because the pec's really tight. Go ahead and face forward. So the pec, here's the sternum, the pec comes all the way out here, that's the pec major. So it goes this way and this way like a fan. And then you have the pec minor that attaches to the lower ribs, or the top three ribs, sorry. 1, 2, 3, and it kind of looks like that. So it's tender probably all in here because he uses his chest a lot. The thing is that whether you're surfing or not, we're forward moving people, so everyone is gonna have a tight chest. So then you add surfing, which is constantly pushing and paddling, it's gonna make this even tighter. So really important to do soft tissue work on this area. When you're doing the soft tissue work, whether it be with your hand or with a ball, you wanna go slow, you wanna find, is that tender? You wanna find the tender spot and just take a deep breath and just breathe into it. And let me know when you feel the tissue release. Feel it there a little bit, release it. So it didn't actually take very much time. I know we would all love to get a massage every day, and some can, so congratulations to those. But for people like me, I can't. So I use the trusty foam roller. It's like 30 bucks, it's the best 30 bucks you're gonna spend. And these are less than 10 each. And then I use a yoga block, and I'll show you how. So depending on how big you are, bigger people, they might want a bigger ball or how tight you are. So think about surface area. Smaller ball, it's gonna be able to get into the tight zones a little bit better and deeper, and it's a smaller surface area, so it's gonna be more direct. With the bigger surface area, what's gonna happen is you're still gonna get a release, but it's gonna be a little bit less pinpointed. Put the block in between so I've got some space and I can actually dig in a little bit more. So for me, I'm 5'6" and I'm average, average size. This ball, I get a little bit of pressure and it feels like a good massage, but I'm not really getting the release that I would like. The surface area is too much for me. So I'm gonna use the lacrosse ball, very technical. Just gonna find the spot. You can go all the way up to your clavicle, which is hard for you to see, but you're gonna go all the way like to right below your clavicle, and then you just go down towards your nipple, and then in towards your midline. I found a couple good spots, and notice I'm not moving really fast. And I'm gonna take my hand and I'm gonna relax it down to my side, and I'm gonna rotate my arm so that my palm is forward in anatomical neutral. I'm just gonna move nice and slow, and I find a spot and I kind of wiggle it in that spot. Take some deep breaths. Now there's two ways you can breathe. Notice that my back just moved, or through my belly and my lungs. My lower lobes and my lungs and my upper chest didn't move, which is actually how we want you to be breathing, a little deeper. That'll help the tissue relax that much more. How do we release the lat? Like I was saying, using a foam roller is a great tool for a lot of different things, but especially to release the lat. So here's our foam roller, 36 inches. by 6 inches in diameter. Remember what I was talking about with surface area? The bigger the roller, the more surface area. If I have a smaller roller, like a 3-inch in diameter roller, what's gonna happen is it's gonna pinpoint that much more, and it might be a little bit more tender. So I know I have tight lats, so I'm gonna start with a bigger roller. So I'm gonna put it down, I'm gonna lie on my side, and I feel some pinching. And so the pinching is gonna come at the top of the shoulder joint, and where the roller is touching my armpit is where I'm feeling some tenderness. Now if you're like I am right now, directly straight on facing the camera, when I'm directly face on the camera, I feel it, but some people might not. So you're gonna roll and rotate your torso till you're kind of touching the back of your shoulder a little bit, and it might be a little bit more intense. So that's the teres major and the lat. Teres major is lat's little helper. And then you just find the spot, and you can go use your legs and push so you can move a little bit more down the body, up the roller. And rotate, find the tender spot, wait till the tissue releases, breathing through your belly. And then rotating. All right. 1 to 5 minutes I think is really good. And you can go longer if you're really, really tight. The other thing you can do is come and see us and get a massage. That's really helpful because then you don't have to do any work and someone's gonna do it for you. We want to also strengthen. Strengthening is just as important as releasing. So a few different muscle groups that we're going to work on today are the serratus and the external and internal rotators of the shoulder. One of the muscles that stabilizes the shoulder joint is the serratus. The serratus is actually right in here. So there's such a thing as a serratus push-up. So a regular push-up, I'll show you. So regular push-up. When you do a regular push-up, and I'll do it this way if you can see, my shoulder blades are gonna pinch together and come apart. So they're gonna retract and protract. With a serratus push-up, we only wanna work with the shoulder blades, and other word for that is scapula. And we wanna actually keep the arms straight. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like on the ground. If it's hard for you, if you're a surfer, you should be able to do this. If you're a beginning surfer, there's ways we can modify it. So a modification would be on the knees, but for most surfers, you're gonna be able to do it on your toes. So notice that my elbows are not bending, but I am gonna pinch my shoulder blades and push into the ground, pinch and push, pinch and push, pinch and push. My body is staying stiff, and the only thing that's moving is my scapula. So you can do it against the wall. So pinching and pushing. Notice that my elbows might be bending 0 to 1 degree. My rib cage is moving. My scapula are sliding along my rib cage. Getting motion in that joint and glide in the scapula. And strength in the serratus to help support the sport we all love. One way to prevent shoulder pain and injury is with working the supporting muscle groups. So how we're gonna do that is work with the external and internal rotators of the shoulder. So you just lie on your side like this or like this. I'm gonna stay like this. My elbow's gonna be in at my side, and I'm gonna use a little dumbbell. This is 2.5 pounds. If you're really strong, 2.5 pounds may still be enough. So I'm gonna start with my forearm parallel, and I'm gonna go nice and slow up. Notice that my elbow's staying in. My belly button's drawn in as well. And nice and slow down and back up. Notice that I'm going slow. I cannot repeat that enough. A lot of times we just want to go really fast, and then our body shakes, and that's momentum that's doing the work, and it can actually cause pain and more injury to the joint. So what I'll do is I'll count to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, actually 6, 5, 6, pause at the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you don't want to go out and buy a dumbbell. I can totally understand. But water is important, and I'm sure you have a water bottle. So what's great about the water bottle is that you can decrease the weight and increase the weight depending on how much water you drink. Nice and slow. So if you notice that you do one side and then the other and one side's weaker, then go ahead and do 2 sets on the weaker side and 1 set on the stronger side so that you can get them up to balance. Thanks for joining me today and learning more about the shoulder and the benefits of just a little bit of exercise to strengthen and release the muscles around the joint. Reach out to us via phone, email, message us on social media at Santa Cruz CORE, or stop into our 2 locations, Santa Cruz or Watsonville. Remember, it's often the start that stops most people, and we are here to support you along your entire wellness journey. So get started today. Thanks again, and have a great day.